Hey everybody, I hope you all have an excellent day. I just wanted to quickly talk about a topic that's very common when discussing autism: eye contact. There's a common misconception that autistic people are incapable of performing eye contact. And for some reason, a difficulty with eye contact is viewed as like the top tier autism characteristic. You could have a whole bunch of other characteristics of autism, but if you can make eye contact, many people, including many doctors, assume that you just can't be autistic. Now, according to an article I found recently on the psychiatrist.com, I'll include the link down below so you can see it yourself. There was a study that showed that when autistic people make eye contact, there is a reduced amount of activity in one part of the brain called the dorsal parietal cortex when compared to non autistic people. Basically, meaning the reason why we struggle with eye contact is due to a difference in brain wiring. Our brains just aren't structured to respond to that particular input. Unfortunately, in many cases, the difficulty with eye contact is often viewed by non autistic people as being rude or disrespectful or not paying attention, when that isn't the case at all. That's especially important here in Western culture, like here in the US. Eye contact is constantly ingrained into us. We're taught from a young age to make eye contact when someone's talking to you. However, this isn't a human universal. For example, in Japanese culture, it's actually considered rude to make extended eye contact with someone. Apparently, it's viewed as rudeness or a sign of aggression. So, an autistic person trying to make eye contact with you, they're not trying to be rude. It's just not how the brain works for an autistic person. Now, autistic people in general, we are in fact capable of performing eye contact due to something called masking. For anyone out there who doesn't know, masking is what happens when autistic people adopt non-autistic characteristics that are used in social situations, like certain types of body language and eye contact, to avoid standing out, so that way we don't get socially isolated or bullied. Now, the degree to which masking occurs and the difficulty that an autistic person has with eye contact varies from person to person and from situation to situation. For example, when I'm at work, I can make eye contact with customers fairly well. But since I generally don't know the customers that well, it still feels a little awkward, so I keep my eye contact brief. But if I'm talking to coworkers or family members or close friends, I can make eye contact till the freaking cows come home because I know those people better and I'm more comfortable with them. So I think that's generally the case with most autistic people. I mean, I haven't asked other autistic people, but it makes the most sense to me. Now, this is especially important. If you are a parent of an autistic child, please don't try to force your autistic child to make eye contact. This unfortunately happens in many situations where parents try to force their kids to make eye contact using unethical methods. Now, this is usually done with good intentions. If you live in a place where eye contact is important, you want your child to get along with their peers. I understand. You should never try to force your kids to make eye contact because it sends the message that the autistic way of nonverbal communication is wrong or bad, and that the non-autistic method of nonverbal communication is the proper or correct way to be, which I don't think it is. I just think it's the most common, but that doesn't make it right or better. So if you are autistic and you want to improve your eye contact, there's lots of things you can find online, lots of methods that you can use that make sense for you and you can do on your own time. If you're non-autistic and your autistic friend or family member isn't making eye contact with you regularly, please don't take it personally. That person isn't trying to be rude or disrespectful or not paying attention. It's just that person's brain isn't wired like yours is. And I would encourage you instead to learn the way that your autistic friend or family member communicates non-verbally. Just because maintaining eye contact works really well for you and a vast majority of the society where you live, that doesn't mean it's the right or correct way. Well, that's all for today's video. I hope you all learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!